So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you may remember about 2 years ago, I made a video about the Sonic Boom TV show. And it was pretty good, I'm gonna be honest. It was probably the best video I ever made. But no matter how good it was, that's not important. What is important is that video became 2 the other day. And I thought, hey, what if we go back in time and, watch it for old time's sake? Because, so much has changed over the past 2 years. Now, this isn't gonna be like a reacting to my old videos video. This is gonna be more like a director's commentary. I'm gonna pause the videos at spots where I want to talk about something. Whether it's something I did right, something I did wrong, something cringy. It's probably very cringy, because it was from 2 years ago. But whatever. And also, I didn't really make a script for this. I mean, I made little notes on spots that I want to talk about, but, this is kind of live, if you can't tell by now. So, crack my fingers. Let's start watching some old videos. I know I'm gonna regret this at the end, but it's gonna be fun.
If you're strong, you can fly. You can reach the other side of the rainbow. It's alright, take a chance, 'cause there is no circumstance that you can't handle when you use your mind. Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom.
Trouble keeps you running faster.
Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom.
Save the planet from disaster.
To the dark, you lied. It's a supersonic flight. Gotta keep it going.
Alright, that was probably very hard to watch. I know, it was very hard for me to watch too, but, the song. Me singing that was a very, very dumb idea, because when I first thought of it, I thought, oh, this could just be a fun joke for the shock value, because it's me singing. It's pretty shocking. But the problem with it is that it's a joke that goes on for too long. Like, if I sung it for like 5 or 10 seconds, then it would be really funny. But since I continued singing it through the entire thing, like a minute or something, it kind of loses the funny it had in the beginning. So if you're making a joke that people find funny, don't continue with the joke, because eventually people will just start finding it less and less funny. And by the end of it, people will just be like, okay, this is not funny anymore. Please stop. And like all great comedians say, so that's about like 30% of them. Always leave the audience wanting more than wanting less. Now, granted, my voice was still amazing back then, so I don't know if people wanted more or less. But, I kind of feel like it was a tie. Like, people wanted me to stop singing, but at the same time, they wanted to continue hearing my voice. Which, I can't blame them. But main point here is, don't make a joke that lasts longer than it should.
Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom.
Trouble keeps you running faster.
Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom.
Save the planet from disaster.
Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom.
Spinning through a world in motion.
Sonic boom, sonic boom, sonic boom. God, that was horrible.
Okay, has there ever been...
Oh! Alright, before we continue, my hair was terrible back then, and you wanna know why? It's because that was the first time I had short hair in like 6 years. Before this, I had hair that went all the way down to my shoulders. I was disgusting. I'm gonna be honest, I was disgusting. Low self-esteem, quiet, just filthy. Nowadays, I'm practically God, alright? I look amazing. I have a great voice, and yes, I may not be the most tannest person, but when you have a self-esteem that goes to the goddamn roof, you could get away with anything. I seem to be getting way off track here. Let's get back to the video.
A really good show based on community. I mean, sure, this Fire Brother Super Show was bad, but it was so bad in a good way. But there was some...
Alright, here comes a real problem. you can't hear me. And that was completely my fault because I forgot to turn down the volume while editing. Here's a little tip. If you're ever gonna make videos in the future, always watch over your videos before you upload them, because if you don't, then there probably will be a problem with it that you don't see because you didn't look it over. And because there's an editing problem in your video, people take you less professionally. And you know, whether or not you want to be professional, it still is nice to know that people do take you professionally. The point is, always look over your work, because it will help you in the long run. In fact, when I was making the MatPat video, I didn't look over the video, and, you know, that was a problem because, the camera went out of focus like every 5 seconds, but when there was music playing earlier in the video, I forgot to turn down the volume, so, I rendered it with the high volume, and then I had to re-render it with the low volume after watching it. Still was a great video, though. I mean, I could go without all the comments saying that the camera goes out of focus, even though I wrote in the description something about the camera going out of focus. It just goes to show that people don't read descriptions.
Nice job, hero.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
I'd shower you with coconut cream pies.
Alright, here comes another problem. I did not understand the context of that Donkey Kong joke. The only reason why I was in the video was because I saw one of Ward's videos. And I mean, Ward's channel was much bigger than mine at the time, so I had to be kind of a copycat. If only I knew the context behind it, I could have gotten so much more leverage out of that joke. Because when I made that video, I was still an innocent little man. Now I'm a very edgy and angsty teenager. Okay, point is just don't use jokes that you don't understand. That's what I was trying to get at here.
Then on November 8th, 2014, Cartoon Network proved me wrong, possibly.
I'm sorry, did I just catch a case of Sniper Wolf there? I was talking way too fast and you couldn't understand me. I really should have paced myself there because there's no way you understood me. Like, I think the only reason why I was talking so fast is because in my mind, I probably thought if I don't do it fast, then I'll probably mess up a line or something and I'll have to do it over again. I was probably just really impatient and I just wanted to get the scene over with. Take your time in recording something like this. Don't expect to do it right the first time.
And created Sonic Boom, the TV show.
Okay, here's another problem. It just went from day to night in the recording. Now, I've never been good at live action, but I will get better in the next video, I promise. But I do know this. Always record live action in the same or similar time periods. Because if you don't, it's just gonna be very inconsistent and kind of weird, to be honest. Like, I guess this is just for me, but I don't like it when, like, live action goes from, like, it being 2 in the morning to when, like, the sun is right in the camera. Whatever, it's still dumb. Never mind.
So the episode starts out with Eggman flying away from Sonic in a canyon area. And I'm going to check that off my to-do list for today. So Sonic chases Eggman to this circle thingy, and Eggman shows off Sonic his new gizmo.
Prepare to be destroyed by Burnbot.
So Sonic starts to make fun of Eggman's robot, the two start to fight, and then they run in a circle. Then comes Tails.
Alright, me describing the scenes was kind of redundant because they were happening right in front of you, but at the same time it was a cartoon video, so, I didn't really have much else to talk about. Back then, in my mind, it was like something I didn't really want to do, but I had no other options, so I had to go with it.
And by using the power of teamwork, Sonic and Tails kicked a field goal with Burnbot, and they had won the game, because nothing is more powerful than the power of teamwork. But Burnbot has bad sportsmanship and almost kills Tails. Wait, Tails, just jump out of the plane. You can fly. I'm putting up a GIF right now to show that you can fly. Just jump out of the plane. Do it. You're gonna be fine if you just jump out of the plane. So, Tails is dead. Not so Sonic.
There was an audio skip right there. Like I just said, always look over your work before you put it out to the public. You want it to be as good as possible. Like this used to be with me all the time. I used to hate watching myself. Like hearing me talk or do something in live action, it used to just not be enjoyable for me. And I know that goes for a lot of other people too, but you gotta look over your work.
Being the way that Sega makes his character nowadays, becomes overprotective of Tails and fires him as a sidekick. Because of this, Eggman for some reason wants to be Sonic's sidekick.
Lousy security camera.
Alright, even though I just said I don't like talking about scenes, I kind of wish I talked more about scenes that like led up to main scenes or like explain them. I don't know, I feel like it could give me more to talk about, like how the characters interact or something like that.
And today will be the day in history where someone will go down as Sonic's new sidekick. And everybody's just so excited about that.
I think you would be a great sidekick for me.
No, Knuckles.
This robe guy sure is doing well in the test. It definitely seems that he isn't Tails or anything.
Tails?
Not the big surprise.
But then, Dr. Eggman shows up out of nowhere and applies for the sidekick position. Oh, but I didn't mention he's fat, right?
I feel like this video will be better if I went into more detail about like the writing or the pacing or something like that. Because this is a TV show and the writing is very important to it. So if a scene was like awkward or too played out or oddly paced, then you know it's a problem with the writing. Now, I'm not saying I will be like Mr. Enter and just complain about everything, but it would be better for the review if I talked about the writing for the scenes rather than just the scenes themselves. No, but Mr. Enter, you make pretty good videos. I like them. XD.
You can't be my sidekick.
Okay, Sonic is acting like a little 5-year-old who isn't letting anyone join his club. Discrimination is bullying, Sonic. And bullying is wrong.
You want to hear something funny about that picture? I made it in Apple Photo, which is like the already pre-installed like photo editing software in all like Apple devices. It has the shittiest lasso tool ever, so I had to try my hardest to make that like Sonic head actually look decent.
But I guess to prevent Tails or Eggman from being his sidekick, Sonic adds this squirrel guy named, let's just call him Lars from now on, okay? This is Lars. And now it's phase 2 of becoming Sonic's sidekick.
Alright, doing all these voices is not funny. I thought it was just funny because, like, it seemed funny to talk weird.
The winner will be whoever makes it through.
Actually, it's whomever.
Okay, after what Lars just said, I really hope he dies soon.
The winner will be whomever makes it through all of the unimaginable hardships and brings me the red flag I planted atop the incredibly dangerous but inaccurately named Mount Safety.
Okay, 1. Mount Safety seems like that it needs to pop out more. You know, it needs to have a sign that says, totally fine and without question.
Look at that fucking Minecraft sign that I made. That was also made in Apple Photo, but I got to use the text option, which is pretty bad too. You know, maybe Apple does make a lot of bad stuff after all. Oh boy, sad violin. That was funny only like once, a long ass time ago.
When suddenly, Eggman gets to pull Burnbot out of the middle of the forest. And Tails is too stupid enough to jump out of his plane again, even when his life is in serious danger.
Oh, that was a stutter. I just heard a stutter. I just stuttered. Guys, do not stutter ever. It makes your voice sound pathetic and weak. Look, guys, if you stutter in a recording, just redo it because it may be a little bit of a hassle, but it'll all be worth the while.
I didn't really want to fire you. I was just trying to protect you.
How? By putting me in more danger?
Oh, get told, Sonic! But Burnbot stares menacingly at Sonic and Tails and fires 2 fireballs out of his stomach. Because that's what kids like nowadays. Fireballs.
I can't swim.
I'm sorry. What's so funny about this is that Sonic hasn't been able to swim for like 23 years. We've known that. And yet he says it so nonchalantly in this scene, even though he's about to drown.
I like the fact that I pointed that out, but the laugh at the beginning, it was cringy. It just sounded bad and like I was portraying an expression. If you're ever trying to do an expression or like acting or something in a video, put effort into it.
I'll be back with a new robot who has an accurate name and super laser eyes, and he'll feed me ham. Evil ham.
Okay, what the hell was going on in that scene? What was I doing?
So is Sonic Boom a good show? Yeah, it is. Although this episode may seem I was just making fun of it the whole time, I kind of enjoyed it, and I think you should enjoy it too. As for me right now, I'm like really tired. I spent like 3 days working on this video, so I'm just gonna go have some more Pepsi for fun.
Oh my god, you can see me grabbing for the camera right there. I may have already talked about this, but don't make jokes on like passing fads or like do references that nobody understands. Like that right there in the credits. Chester? That's a reference from my early 2014 videos that like 5 people watched in total. Also, making jokes about passing fads, it's not really much of a good idea. Like, you can make it in like a video and like it'll show that you're relevant or something. But if like someone watches that video like 7 months later and they don't understand like the fad or something, then they won't understand the joke. So it's a wasted joke. Another thing, the audio, it was terrible. I used like the stock microphone that like all computers have to record that. It sounded awful. It was terrible. So, in conclusion, that was no, it wasn't terrible. For like when it first came out, it was pretty good. But now looking back on it 2 years later, there are a lot of problems with it. A lot of problems that I think I could have fixed, but I was probably just too damn lazy to fix them. But I am glad that it exists because it was the video that like kickstarted my channel. And if it wasn't for that video, then I don't think I would be where I am today. I've done a lot and met a lot of interesting people since I made that video. But that's besides the point. What is the point is that this was a good start to a series. I may do more of these in the future. Next one I'll probably do is for Mario Kart, or I may do How the Ward Stole Christmas, depending on how I feel about it. But that's gonna do it for this video. Stay tuned next week for another new video, and then another new video after that for Christmas, maybe. No, we'll see. Anyways, I'm out, skis. Later, losers.